A lot of us looks at what we call nominal return. Pumunta ka sa bangko, magkano interest bibigay mo sa akin? You're looking for this guaranteed investment, magkano interest bibigay mo sa akin? A lot of us is quite happy with 1%. A lot of us is quite happy with 2%. Some of us are very happy with 5%. But at inflation at 5%, you're just breaking even. Alam niyo, mayroon akong fund manager na kaibigan, napakagaling po niya, no? For the last 10 years, his track record is such that he was able to grow his clients' money by an average of 5.2% per year for 10 consecutive years. Galing-galing niya. 10 taon, dire-diretso. 5.2 average. Magaling po ba talaga siya? At the end of the 10-year period, is my friend's client richer, poorer, or the same where he is 10 years ago? Okay, again. Okay, so this is something you need to talk about, right? When you talk of investment return, it should be measured in terms of what we call inflation-adjusted return. So 5% return per year is not enough. If you're just earning at least 5% per year or even lower, you're not earning. So today I have 100,000 pesos. Next year, naging 105,210. Kumita ba ako o hindi? Kumita ba ako? Hindi. Ang galing niyo sa geography, hindi kayo makasagot. Kumita ba ako? Hindi. Ang sagot, hindi. Some of us will say, kumita ako ng konti. Wala kang kinitang konti. Wala kang kinita. Period. Tama? We should be very, very firm with these concepts. Kasi if you tell yourself, kumita ako ng konti, okay niyan, Jeff, malit na kita, at least safe yung pera ko. Safe ka saan? Right? So the first thing we need to change if we are going to be compelling out there and help our fellow men become more prosperous is that we need to change the way they measure returns. All right. I mentioned earlier that as of today, there are around 46.7 million depositors in the Philippine banking system. Now let me ask you this. How many of them are actually making money today? How many? Out of the 46 million depositors, how many of them are making money today? How many? 10% of them? 20%? The answer is none. But are they worried? Why? Why are they not worried? Because of the wrong belief. Tama po ba? Kanino pong trabaho ang magturo sa kanila na mali siguro ang inyong pagme-measure ng return? Kaninong trabaho yon? Talaga? Alright. There's only one way to beat inflation, and that is they have to diversify. Let's say I'm talking to a client today with 1 million pesos, no? Now, I'm trying to convince the client to consider an investment other than placing that money in the bank. Right now, tama bang hingin kong buong 1 million pesos niya ngayon? I discovered that my client has a 1 million peso deposit in the bank. Alright, so I'm talking to this client. Tama po ba na hingin kong buong 1 million? Tama po ba yan? Okay? Now, what is the basis for proper diversification? We need to ask question. We need to ask them, ma'am, kailan mo gagamitin ang pera mo? Alright, for example, I started with that. Ma'am, out of your 1 million pesos, how much of those 1 million pesos are you going to use in the next 12 months? Sasabihin ni ma'am sa akin, mag-enroll yung anak ko, ganyan, may gastos ako 6 months from now, ganyan. All in all, siguro 200,000 pesos. Ang gagastusin ko in the next 12 months. Alright. So ano pong advice natin? The first 200,000 should be left in the bank. Alright? So that leaves a balance of 800,000. So how do you further diversify? We ask question again. Out of those 800,000, ma'am, alin po yung gagamitin nyo in the next 5 years? Jeff, kasi yung anak ko, gagraduate 3 years from now, I intend to give her some money to start her own business. Mga magkano kaya yun? Mga 300,000. So the 300,000, maybe, ma'am, you can consider placing in a corporate bond. So you started with 1 million, yung 200 iniwan sa bangko, yung 300 pinambili ng corporate bond. Magkano naiwan? 500. Okay, ma'am, sa 500 na yan, ano pong balak niyo dyan? O Jeff, itong 500 siguro para sa retirement ko na. Right? So out of the 1 million peso that your client have in the bank, how much should you ask for? The whole 1 million or some other amount? How much? How much? Yung 200, pinaiwan mo sa bangko. Yung 300, pinabili mo ng bond. Natira 500. That 500, sabi ng kliyente, is intended for his retirement. Kailan ka magre-retire? So many years from now. Alright? So out of the 1 million of the client, how much would you ask for? 500,000. Okay. There's a benefit on approaching it this way. You know why. Alright? Marami po sa ating magiging mga kliyente would be investing in the BUL for the very first time. For the very first time. Alright? Now, ano po ang pinaka-challenging in a kind of situation, in a type of relationship like this? Alam nyo, we have to understand that most of our clients are quite familiar, are quite, they find the comfort of a time deposit very comforting. Suddenly, you're going to ask them to move that money from a time deposit to a BUL. Alright? Ano kaya ang culture shock doon? Ano po ba ang experience ng ating kliyente with a time deposit? Very predictable, kahit na mabagal, alam niya kung ano magiging value ng pera niya, 30 days, 90 days from now. Very predictable. Tama po ba? Suddenly, you're going to ask the client to move that money from a time deposit to a BUL. Ano magiging experience niya with a BUL? Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Tama po ba? So there is a big gap in terms of expectation. Right? Now, for example, kinuha niyo po ang buong 1 million. And then suddenly the market corrects, the market drops. Yung 1 million niya, naging 800,000 na lang. Lugi na ba kliyente niyo? Lugi na ba? Nag-start ng 1 million, bumili ng equity fund sa atin, after 2 months, dahil may balat kayo sa puwet, naging 800,000 na lang. Lugi na ba kliyente? Lugi na. Kailan malulugi? Okay, but remember, hindi ka nagtanong. Ang sabi, ang kliyente, merong need that he needs to spend 200,000 when 2 months from now. Kinuha mo yung buong 1 million, tama? So, saan siya kukuha ng 200,000 ngayon? Sa'yo. So in that situation, what would happen? The client would be forced to sell at a loss. Tama? If the client is forced to sell at a loss, sino may kasalanan? Ikaw ang sisisihin niya. Itong si Jeff kasi, okay na yung pera ko sa bangko, pinalipat pa. Okay? You contrast that with the questioning approach we did earlier. Tama? Ma'am, out of your 1 million, anong gagamitin nyo in the next 12 months? Nagtanong ka, sinabi sa'yo 200,000. Alright, so the 200,000, sabi mo sa kliyente, leave that in the bank. Yung 300,000, pinambili mo ng bond. So kinuha mo 500,000 lang. Alright, 2 months from now, same scenario, bumagsak ang market. Yung 500,000 niya is now worth 400,000. Lugi na ba kliyente mo? Lugi na ba? Bakit? You say it's floating loss. Kailan siya malulugi? Pag binenta, kailangan bang ibenta? Bakit? Kailangan ba niya ng pera? May nakaset-aside na bang pera? Okay. You see the difference now. Alright? It's very easy to sell. No? You look at 8.5 trillion pesos in the banking system. Gusto natin kunin natin lahat, but that's not the right way to do it. Okay? Again, I think my advocacy is this: we need to sell what the client needs. And to identify what the client needs, we need to ask questions.